guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, then hi, my name is Nandini and I'm a junior studying dramatic literature, theatre history and cinema as well as journalism at New York University. I always get a gazillion questions about how I got into NYU, so in this video, we're going to be tackling all of that. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so there are a lot of factors that go into the whole university admissions process, and I just want to make it clear from the very beginning that no one, including me, can be absolutely sure of why I got into NYU or any other university. Also, personally, I strongly believe that there's no one reason like grades or SAT or anything like that that gets you into your dream university. It's a very collaborative process. There are a lot of different factors that go into the whole admissions process, and it also depends on many different other things. For instance, I'm an international student. I come from Bombay, India, and that could have been a separate factor in my admissions process as well. A lot of students, they need things like scholarships, so that all those things can be an important factor in deciding whether you get into your dream university or not. So when it comes to grades, I think they are one of the first things, if not the first things, the university admissions people look at on your transcript and on your whole application. So they have to be good. Make sure that they fit in to the criteria or the standard of the university that you're applying to, because that's going to vary for each university, because each university has a different list of expectations and standards. In my case, I did the International Baccalaureate or the IB Diploma program. I studied at Kodaikanal International School, which is a boarding school in South India in Kodaikanal. For my high-level subjects, I did English, history and theatre, and for my standard level subjects, I had physics, math and Hindi. I maintained a high GPA and I made sure that it was stable throughout all my 4 years of high school, and it ended up being 3.8 out of a 4.0 scale cumulative by the time I graduated. So for grades, I do think that it's important that you maintain a stable or a constant GPA throughout all 4 years of high school. If not, you let it improve. Please don't let your GPA drop, especially when it comes to grade 11 and 12, because those 2 years are the most important years, especially grade 11, because you're also applying at that time during your high school years. Also, having high grades in the subjects that you're really interested in your high level subjects and in the subjects that are related or what you want to major in at university can be important. So for instance, in my case, my grades in like English, history, theatre, my high level subjects, they were usually higher than my standard level subjects in like physics and math, because I was not interested in majoring in physics or math. But that being said, please still focus on all your subjects equally, because academics and your GPA and your grades can be the make or break factor whether you get into the university of your choice or not. The SATs were the most frustrating point in my application because they were my weakest link, they were my weakest point. I took the test twice, if not thrice, and don't think that I went in unprepared. I went to all coaching centers, I had personal tutors, I had everything going for me so that I could perform well, but in the end, my score was just decent. It was not a bad score, but it was not a very high score that would, get me access to universities that were very highly ranked. For instance, like Harvard, or like, I didn't apply to Harvard, but like any of the like really high Ivy League universities, I probably wouldn't get in with the SAT score I had. But me not being a good test taker probably worked out in my favor, because NYU at the time, or I think it still is, it was SAT optional. So I do not think that I submitted my SAT score, at least in my NYU application. But if you're looking at universities that require the SAT, then I think it's almost as important as your GPA, so getting a high score would be a priority. Now, I strongly believe that if NYU was choosing between me and another candidate, and we both had like equal SAT scores, equal credentials, GPA, whatever, if they chose me, if they went with me, my extracurriculars were probably the reason why. So throughout high school, from grades 9 to 12, I was super intensely focused on developing my extracurriculars so that I could build out and expand my resume and show different skill sets, right? So I was a part of various different clubs and activities of my high school. I was a part of the KIS news team, which was our school's newspaper. I was a part of the Model United Nations, or MUN. I was a part of the school student council. I was also a part of the National Honor Society, or NHS. And because I joined all these clubs, or was brought in to all these clubs early on, like pretty much I would say 9th or max 10th grade, I was able to build my influence and then get elected into a leadership position, which can be pretty beneficial because it shows demonstrated interest, like you're a part of these clubs and that you're really interested and people like you, which is why you were elected to the leadership position. I also participated in all the semester-long school productions or plays, and I was more often than not cast as the lead, which is also a good thing because again, leadership position, more time commitment, XYZ reasons. And because I was a theatre kid, I also wrote a full-length play which was staged professionally on my high school stage during one of my final semesters. Besides that, I did have, I think, one internship during one of my summer breaks, and I also wrote essays and research papers because I was trying to show interest in writing. I compiled all those research papers and essays and submitted them as one doc, online and print format, to NYU. The most important thing that I tell everyone and that you should take away from this segment and from this video is that when it comes to extracurriculars, please try to narrow down your interests into one or two things. Don't try to be the jack of all trades. You want to show your university that you really care about this one particular thing and that you can benefit the university in the future because you will continue doing that thing. So for instance, in my case, that was writing and theatre during high school, something that I still continue to do, actively do at NYU. I've literally made a whole entire separate video in which I read out line by line the essay that got me into NYU, and I also offer like general essay tips when it comes to writing university essays. I'll link that down in the description box below so that it's easier for you all to check it out if you're interested. In general though, about essays, I would say that you want to focus your essays on one or two aspects at most. Be as specific as you can be because this is the part of your application where your character and your nature and your interests can truly shine. You can show the admissions people who you are as a person is instead of like all those numbers that previously defined you, like your GPA or your SAT score. And also remember that while you're talking about your story and your narrative in these essays, you need to show NYU or any other university that you're applying to what you bring to the table. How are you unique? How can you help the university, or how the university can benefit from you? So make sure you research all the clubs and activities on campus at that particular university you're applying to. Research all the classes that are offered that you're interested in taking and mention them. Weave that in with the narrative because then it shows the university that you're truly interested in this university, which is why you put all this time into researching it so well, and you're not just like copy pasting an essay that you wrote for another university application. Side note, please don't do that. Please write unique essays for every university that you apply to. I promise that will help you. It sounds like a lot of work, but that is how you're gonna get in. Now, you don't really get to see your recommendation letters. I didn't get to see mine. I still haven't seen mine, but it's fine. You know, for your recommendation letters, your teachers basically write them and submit them to your university, right? So the only thing that I can say here is that choose your teachers wisely. Don't choose a teacher you've only had one class with or you've only been learning under for like a semester. Choose teachers you've collaborated with and worked with for a long time. Choose teachers you know who like you and will have good things to say about you. Most importantly, choose teachers who know you as a person so that they can not only write about your work and your work ethic in class, but also describe your personality outside of class. For instance, in my case, I asked my drama teacher to write one of my recommendation letters because, as I said previously, I was a theatre kid, a theatre geek in high school. This teacher I had worked under since 8th grade, so even before high school. And he saw my work and he saw me not only during class, but he also directed the shows that I was a part of, which was outside of class. So I could say that, you know, he knew me pretty well, so I asked him. So all in all, choose your teachers wisely and be sure to think about why you're choosing them. Don't just randomly pick teachers. Thank you so much to those of you who are watching and who made it this far. Good luck to anyone who's applying to NYU anytime that you're watching this video, or in fact any other university. I really hope you get into your dream university. P.S. NYU wasn't my dream university. Mine was Yale. I made a whole video about that, but I couldn't be more grateful that I came to NYU because I'm very happy here. I like the school. If you have any more questions about this whole application process or any other specific NYU related questions, you can always reach out to me. You can comment down below or you can reach out to me on my socials. I have all of them linked down below in the description box. Also, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's free and it really helps me out. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!